المشاهدين، كما عودناكم في برنامجكم الأسبوعي برنامج إماراتي، أن نستضيف لكم خيرة من دولة الإمارات العربية المتحدة. ولهذا الأسبوع نستضيف السيد فيصل، المدير التنفيذي لشركة ZAM Properties في إمارة دبي وإمبارك Marketing Agency in Dubai. Good afternoon, Mr. Faisal.
Hello, hi, how are you?
Alhamdulillah. What about you? How is your day?
Very good.
Great.
Alhamdulillah.
So it is our pleasure, Mr. Faisal, to visit you today in your office, and we would like to know more about you. Who is Faisal? From where he come, and when the first time he came to United Arab Emirates?
Right, so Faisal is a marketeer at heart, and I've been in Dubai for the past 15 years. I started my career in Australia, so I did my studies in Australia. I started my career in Australia in digital marketing. And then I moved to Dubai in 2011, and I've been here since then. So I've done multiple roles, leading companies and brands across on the digital businesses to set up the digital marketing businesses. Having worked at companies like OMD, which is Optimum Media Directions, it's a global company, and then moving on to work for McDonald's to head the digital business for the GCC, setting up the e-commerce, McDelivery, and then moving on to working for the Young Brands to head the digital business for Pizza Hut in the Middle East, Turkey and Africa. And then finally decided to set my own business. And about 5 years back, I set up my first business, which is the marketing agency. It's called Embark. And we call ourselves as the growth marketing agency, because we are focused in terms of driving growth for our client partners.
Okay. Mr. Faisal, after a long of experience, you start to establish the first business, and today you have 3 companies. How it was the process to start a business in UAE and to start a company legally? I mean, like to start a license, office. It is difficult or it is easy process when can go start?
Well, I'd say that, you know, when you're doing something for the first time, there's always a big learning curve. So when I started the business, I started it from my home. I was working from my garage, and I started everything from my home. So I was doing everything by myself. So it was a good learning experience. Wasn't the easiest, I would say. But what happens is once you start to do something and you understand, then things become a lot easier. And also the journey for the past 5 years, now when you're looking at the ways of setting up businesses in Dubai, it's become a lot easier. The number of companies that are coming in here in Dubai to set up the companies. So the process has become a lot easier. You've got all the possible services of the PROs, and that can help you in terms of the setting up of the business, the bank accounts. So I think it's become a lot easier than what it was. But again, you know, I think it's about the learning that everyone has to go through to set up a business.
So, Mr. Faisal, let us to know about the marketing agency and what difficulties you are facing on the markets, and also the real estate, which the other part of your business, and how it is the competition in the market for that.
Well, I'd say that, you know, being in Dubai is always an amazing thing, because you've got so much healthy competition here. A place like UAE, a place like Dubai, where you have people from all around the world that come here, and they're smart and healthy competition. It's just about, when you're doing business, you've got to be a step ahead, or you'd rather need to be a step ahead of the competition. So learning is the number one factor that you need to be looking at in your business, and always understanding what is it that you can bring into the market. So for me, I don't just look at what the competition is doing, but I look at it in terms of what is the new stuff that I can bring across into the market. What is it that my clients would want that I'm able to provide across for them? So for me, competition is less of an important thing. It's more about what am I doing to be different in the market by offering my own solutions. When we look at the way of the marketing agency, now the way that we've set up our opportunities on automations and AI solutions across in marketing, this I would say we are at the forefront, because as a marketing agency, we've also developed our own marketing and sales and CRM AI-based solutions. It's a SaaS-based platform. And I don't think a lot of marketing agencies have that. We've created our own voice agents, which can also call customers, and we're also utilizing it across all my other businesses, which is also with ZAM. So on the marketing business, it's all about how do we provide the growth opportunities for our clients. So thinking of that growth mindset is the number one factor for us, and that includes my team. When it comes to the real estate business, again, I would say that the real estate business is a very, very saturated business. You have a lot of companies that are focused on doing the real estate brokerage. And for me, the fundamentals of doing business is you've got to be unique in what you do. So for me, when I set up ZAM Prime, it was about having an exclusive opportunity on products, where I started with Georgia. So representing the Georgia inventory, which is exclusively with us. So our partnership with the developers in Georgia has given us the opportunity to be exclusive. And beyond that, we're also looking at any business that works through with the right team. So the success or failure of a business is not just based on the person who's heading the business, but it's about how the team comes together to run a successful business. So it's about the team, it's about the constant learning, the education, the certification that we provide across to our brokers, which kind of makes them a little different than the competition in the market.
Happy to hear from you, Faisal, but let us to know about the team who works with you, how you select them, what you are looking when you are select the team member of your business.
Now, again, if I look at it from a marketing perspective, generally what we do is we look at people who've, when I look at the young people, when I look at the executive level positions, because you can't gauge them on experience level, you gauge them based on the hunger. You gauge them based on how hungry are they to get their success, how hungry are they to contribute to the growth of the company and drive their own growth. So we look at that from a motivation factor. Then obviously we're looking at the senior positions. We look at how could they add value to the client's business, number one, and then how could they add value to our business, and how important is learning for them. As I mentioned, learning is something which is in our DNA. So someone who's constantly thriving to learn and equip themselves. For me, that's the number one factor. And that also cuts across to any of the other businesses that I run. When we talk about the real estate business, again, it becomes a very challenging thing to hire the agents, because in Dubai, with the number of people that are sales brokers, it's very easy to find brokers, but it's very, very tough to find really, really good brokers. And I think the real estate business is all about how do you build meaningful relationships rather than just selling a product. Because you might sell a product, but then you may not build a meaningful relation. But if you have a strong relationship, then you can keep selling, to the person. Because we need to make sure that we are finding the right consultants. It's not about just finding salespeople; it's about finding consultants. So it's not the easiest thing. But what we do is we've got our different structures. We've got our own team that selects the right candidates, and then we put them through a process of training, where it's our own training programs. We've also collaborated with Remax. Remax, as a global company, has got its own training modules and training programs for the agents. So we know for a fact that when someone is working with us, he is fully trained, he or she is fully trained, fully certified to be able to do the right stuff for our clients.
So, Mr. Faisal, if we talk about marketing and real estate, this is the huge market, and we see a lot of many new companies coming. How do you see the growth of the companies here in UAE, and what the reason the people focusing more on Dubai markets? We can say to reach more in GCC or to go out of the GCC also from Dubai. Why? Before we was hearing like US, it's a land of opportunity. Most of the people, they start to open an electronic license there to go out. But today we are seeing from Dubai, they are growing.
Yeah, absolutely. For me, alhamdulillah, Dubai is the land of opportunities. And you see a lot of global businesses coming and setting up their businesses here. We see businesses being set up here, which are also going global. So it's not just about global businessing coming and doing business in UAE, but we are also looking at expansion plans in terms of other markets, and we've also expanded our footprint into Saudi. We see a huge growth opportunity across in Saudi from a marketing perspective, especially from an AI perspective, automations, and that's what we're doing. But that's done through successful partnerships. So the way that I believe in doing things is through the right partnership models, rather than trying to knock the doors of clients and then just trying to get the clients. It is about driving the right partnership models. When it's about in terms of the client relationship, I think that's where the number one factor is, building successful partnerships. Because when you're working on marketing opportunities, it's not just about trying to just get the volumes, but building meaningful relationship. And as I said, we're all about growth. So when we are able to demonstrate the growth opportunities for our clients, it's very difficult for a client to fire a partner. So we work with our clients as their growth partners rather than an agency, because with agencies, you can fire the agencies, but it's very difficult to fire partners. So we live based on that philosophy.
Marketing and real estate, always in services, we need to give extra mile of service. What extra mile you can provide to the real estate investors or to the marketing who want to guide them?
I think with the real estate investors, it's always about not having the angle of selling, but rather being a consultant. Because we all know that when it comes to salespeople, we kind of get a little pushy about the salespeople. If someone's trying to sell you something, you're not fully inclined. But if someone is trying to consult you on how do you make the right decisions for your investments, and thinking good about you and thinking for your benefit, that's where you're going to be more aligned and inclined towards that. So our objective is always in terms of how do you approach the opportunities as a consultant rather than a salesperson. So we spend a good amount of time in understanding our clients. It's not just about the official talks, but it's also about a friendly approach to understand who they are, what do they do, and then suggesting if something is really going to be working well in their interest, and not just because we have to sell. So I would say that that's the approach to be a consultant, and that also applies across to the other businesses. It's about the right growth opportunities.
Today we see the growth in United Arab Emirates. It's moving also to Abu Dhabi, Ras Al Khaimah, Ajman, Sharjah. That's on real estate or market part, and both of that. And I'm sure today you have your own also advice to anyone who are planning to come to invest in UAE from the experience that you got more than 15 years in UAE. What's your advice to anyone who are planning to come to invest in this country, as a home or as a business owner?
Look, as I said, Dubai is the land of opportunities, and with the opportunities that exist today, it wasn't the same across the past 5 years. So with every single passing day, UAE is growing, is opening up opportunities for global investors to come into the country. But I think what we need to understand is that when we come into a market like UAE, you're not just coming to take, but you're coming to give. And this is the real reason why people should think of coming here, because it's a land of opportunities, but you don't just come to take, you come to give. So you are coming to contribute and making this place a lot better than what it is today. So we have to think of a giving mindset rather than a taking mindset.
The best advice to keep our relation strong with our client in a marketing or in real estate, or to add them as a family to our business?
I would say it's about communication. Pick up the phone, talk to them, meet with them over a coffee, meet with them, casually. It is about understanding one another and understanding what success looks like for them. A simple question of what does success look like for you, or what keeps you up at night. And when you try to understand those problems and when you're with them to solve those problems, I think that's where you become the real partners rather than a vendor which is only trying to give a solution or a service.
What's your future plan, Faisal? What's the next?
So our future plans on the marketing side is expansion into the GCC markets. As I said, we've just launched our opportunities in Saudi Arabia. We're looking at launching it across the other GCC markets. But there's so much potential here in the UAE. So what we're doing is also expanding our service lines. As I said, we're very strong with our automation services. So we're focused on that as a unicorn in the market, trying to sell our SaaS-based marketing and sales services, which is through the lens of Embark Plus. So our platform is called Embark Plus, and it's a 14-day free trial for anyone that wants to use it. But this is geared up not only for the big clients or the big agencies or the big businesses, but this is geared up across for the small to mid clients or brands that want to run their own marketing or be in control of their marketing. So this product is more geared up to that, because I see that there is a big vacuum when it comes to these businesses. The small to mid businesses, they're not really serviced well from the agencies. So what I've tried to do is create a service, create a solution where they can be in complete control of running their own marketing solutions. So, in a nutshell, it's about focusing on our product and expansion plans into the newer markets.
Who deserves to have a thank message from Faisal? Who supports you all those? Who's your back? For who today you will get as a thanks message?
So I'd say,
I mean the people who are close.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is where everyone in your life touches you and contributes you in a positive way. But, I couldn't have done things without my my wife. That's my biggest support. And it's because of her that I was also able to make the move from a service-oriented professional to a business professional, because I had her backing, her support for me to move into the business. And of course, my mother, she's been my backbone. She allows me to do what I want to do and always there to support me. My sisters, my family is a strong support. And of course, I couldn't have done this without the strong team that I have both at Embark and at ZAM. And I think, any business only becomes successful because of the people that make it a successful business. So for me, it's all gratitude to the people that I work with, and I call them my family at Embark and ZAM.
AI and artificial intelligence, how you see it's helping our friends, and what advice you are giving for the young entrepreneurs to use it in a proper way?
Look, we see that it's growing across in all the different fields. It's about learning. It's about education. You need to understand the right means of using it. And I think it's important to also focus on that AI is not just making you do less work, but it's about making you think differently. So what we need to be doing is, how do we make our thinking go beyond a certain level? With the support coming in from AI, you can think a lot bigger and bolder. So it's, my advice is that don't just think of AI as a means to cut the corners and do shortcuts, but it's about making you do the big work that you can dream of doing with a lot more ease.
Today, Mr. Faisal, if you have a message to our visionary leaders, so well, this peaceful country, more than 218 nationalities, we live together and we support each other. The respect of the law, it's very important and priority to everyone who live in this peaceful country with the health, education, all that, which give us a peaceful to live with our family. What's your message to our general leaders and to our smart government to build this beautiful infrastructure?
I think, when I say that, for me, there is no better place to live in than Dubai. It's only happened because of the visionary leaders. It's only happened because of the way that the entire thought process, the planning that's gone into making Dubai what it is today. For me, a special thank you and gratitude to Sheikh Mohammed. I think I really, really look up to him with the way that he's planned and the way that he's executed the vision of Dubai. And we are grateful to be living in a place which is so safe, so secure, so full of opportunities. That's what we call as our home. So being expats, we still call Dubai as our home, and that's thanks to the leaders of this country which allow us to do so and give us these opportunities.
Thank you, Mr. Faisal, for your time to be with the EMARATI program. We wish for you all the best and more of success in your business, inshallah. My best wishes for you, and see you in the next 5 years, one of leaders in EMARATI.
Inshallah. Thank you so much.